Hello, I am making a project. It is going to be kind of an experiment. I have never done either of these two procedures before, so I thought I'd videotape it in case it turned out really great or in case it turned out really bad. We can all learn from my mistakes. So I have a black cotton t-shirt that I have washed once, and I have freezer paper that I've tucked around the V. It's a V-neck. And what I'm going to do is do two processes where I bleach part of the design, and then I'm going to use Stencil with the freezer paper and screen printing ink and do the second part of the design. So you'll just have to watch and see how it evolves. I am going to iron the t-shirt to get out the wrinkles, and I have a spray bottle that has 50-50 solution of regular bleach and water. So I will be back. All right, I'm back. I have just ironed it lightly to take out the bulk of the wrinkles, although I'm still seeing quite a few, but I'm not really messing with that part up there, so I don't really care. And I should mention that I have put a piece of cardboard inside the shirt so that what I do to the front of the shirt doesn't bleed through to the back. And I've tucked the sleeves under because I don't really want them involved either. So the idea of this design is that it's going to be like a cloud and then the word poof. So it's going to kind of look like magic. Poof, there it is. So the part that I'm doing with the bleach is going to be kind of like the spray of the poof. You know, the magic cloud, if you will. So I'm going to, I cut out a cloud in the freezer paper, and you put the wax side down. You may have seen this. There's probably way better videos you could watch. Again, this is my first time doing this. But you put the shiny side down on the thing, and then you iron this down, and it becomes a stencil. It'll stick to your shirt. So I'm going to do that, and I will be back. Okay, so I ironed down the cloud stencil that I showed you so that the edges are touching, you know, they're glued down now onto the shirt, so I won't get any bleed under. And then I just kind of threw some extra freezer paper around the rest of the shirt because the idea is you're removing the color, so the parts you do the most are the parts that are going to be the lightest. So I'm starting with the inside of the cloud. I want it to be lighter than the rest of it. I'm going to kind of work my way out, if you will. I am going to take my spray bottle, and I'm just going to spray the shirt inside the cloud. And then I'm told that you want to kind of mop up any extra moisture kind of right away so that it can, you know, do its thing. Now, you can see, wow, that works fast. Wow, who knew? It's already starting to come up. And I have been told that if you use an iron, if you put a little heat on it, it'll lighten up even faster. So I'm just going to hit it with a little iron, see what happens. Ooh, wow, they weren't kidding. See how that comes out? Wow. Wowee. I hope I'm doing this right. As I said, this might just be something for everybody to laugh at later. Oops. I have my iron set to about wool because apparently it's pretty easy to burn the paper, and I don't want to do that. So it looks like my spray bottle, I can kind of see, has some areas that spray out unevenly. I might shoot this one more time because I want it to be kind of light, as it is a magic cloud. And then I'm going to take the stencil off. I'm going to kind of lightly do surrounding areas, you know, for kind of like debris fallout, kind of. All right, I'll be back. So I've sprayed and ironed this twice now. And I kind of turned my board too so that maybe I hit it from a different angle to try and even out some of the blotches. And it is kind of a funky brown color. So I might like it to be a little bit lighter. I might hit it one more time and then I'm going to remove this stencil and go on to the next layer. Okay, I took off all the paper and problem number 1 has presented itself. I'm guessing that when I turned the stencil around to get the even coverage, it was easier for it to shoot under the paper that I didn't exactly tack down all that great. So now I've got this funky thing right here. So that's a bummer. Live and learn. But I kind of like it, and so now I'm just going to take the spray bottle and I'm going to adjust the nozzle so that it's more of a stream, and I'm just going to kind of across the top just to kind of give a little bit of fallout. And actually I'll probably do it this way and maybe I can disguise this thing. I doubt it. Anyway. Okay, so here, excuse me, I just splattered it a little bit and it looks kind of neat. I like it. It did not take out, you know, the rigidity of that boo-boo. And you can also tell where the box was. So I opened it up a little and squirted a little bit more, but it's still pretty, you can see where the box is. Anyway, again, live and learn. I am going to now soak this in cold water. It stops the reaction, and then I have to let it dry before I can go on to step number 2. Good morning. I have let the shirt dry, and remember how I said this was going to be a 2-process shirt. The second process is also using the freezer paper as a stencil, but I'm going to use the Speedball, what is that, screen printing ink in black, and you just dab it on with the sponge paintbrush, and then you let that dry, and we will see. Hopefully it'll turn out. My stencil, I wasn't sure what I was going to do until I kind of came to it, so I cut out all these pieces. But now I just want the letters. So in these gaps, I've put some masking tape, just, you know, Scotch tape, so that hopefully the paint won't go through those holes. And we'll see what happens. Always a learning process. All right, I let it dry overnight, and now I need to put an iron on it to set the paint. So I'm going to do that, and I'm using a cloth just in case the paint comes up. I don't want it on my iron. But I think you just kind of heat that on there, and it's supposed to make the paint stay, kind of set it as I just said. I have it on a cotton setting, my iron. Let's see. I'm not sure that I have to, like, you know, do anything other than just make it heat up. That's kind of cool. You know, I learned a lot. Hopefully you did too. Are you ready for the big reveal? I've taken the stencil off and it still has some drying to do, but look! It's pretty cute. You know, clearly not without its problems. It still looks like it has a box underneath it, and it has a little spot right there that should have been covered up with the paper and for some reason didn't. But other than that, I think it looks pretty good. I'll wear it. Who am I? Anyway, enjoy, have fun. Thanks.